How you doing, Joe?
Hey! Hey! Couché!
I see. Papa Shay.
I'm a king of rock, there's none higher. Sucker MCs should all be tired. To run my kingdom, you must see fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
All right. I love it. It's nice. I love it, man. Thank you.
Hey, you know what? My that was made like 12 years ago, Doc.
Okay.
12 years ago. So, people, thanks for joining in. Today is a very special day because how I met this guy. We're going to get into how I met him, but I want to say that, and I'm keeping my glasses on. People, I've been told twice that I look cute in them, so I'm keeping my glasses on. But today is a very special day because I'm with a friend of mine who I call a friend, Mark
Amen.
V. Jones.
That's
Mark,
right.
bring it in, baby.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, brother.
So tell me, how you been doing, man?
Brother. I've been doing. I have to keep it real, and I have good days and bad days. Yesterday was a bad day. Today was a good day. You know,
we woke up today, didn't we?
Yeah, amen.
So I'm gonna tell people how I met Mark, and I told Stephen I was gonna tell a story. So Mark, you know how it is when you're trying to date somebody, you want to impress them, and you're doing all the right things, and so me and Stephanie reconnected this time around 2017.
Okay.
2011, she wouldn't. I was getting no cookies or nothing, so I was like, okay, no big deal. We're still cool, right?
Right.
The world revolved on its axis for so many days and years, and then we reconnected again. And Stephanie was like, well, you know, hey, and this is probably before we really got serious. She said, hey, why don't you come hike with us? No, I'm a country nigga. I don't fucking hike. I'm from the country. We have flat lands, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm doing all the stuff to like impress her. Like, yes, I'll hike with you. And at that time, the first time I think we hiked together was at the suppository. What's that place?
Was it the
Griffiths Park, maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember, but I do remember like it was you, and I'm gonna make fun of this dude because it's still hilarious. The guy that's been having braces in his mouth for like 10, 12 years now. Who was that guy? L Dub.
I don't know. I think his name is
I don't know the guy.
L.
L Dub. I didn't even know. And then, because he had braces for like 15 years, he said prior to that. And I remember it was like, we said we're going to hike. I said, okay, I'm thinking about maybe 2 miles. Maybe 2 miles. Dude, it was a reason why they started early. That shit went on for like 6 hours, man. And I'm like, I'm doing this all to impress a chick. I was like, you know, after we started kicking, I was like, I earned my stripes. I ain't doing this shit no more. Right? And Mark was one of the guys that hiked with us. You didn't show up a lot of times, but what's funny about you, Mark, is when you showed up one of those times, bro, you had on cargo pants, work steel-toe boots, and you had your work gloves on. I'm like, is that motherfucker finna work on a goddamn light pole, or is he work? Dude, you came in there with jeans, bro. I've never seen you with sweats. You know what? You don't wear sweats, do you?
I don't. I'm not a big sweats person. Now, I've been sleeping in sweats lately, but I'm not a big sweats person.
Yeah. So, people, that's how I met Mark. Anyway, so I first found out that Mark had a fire at his house like a day or two after the fact.
Right.
And for the longest, I was thinking like, well, no, it never can happen to people I know. It never happens to people I know.
Right.
But then when Jackie was telling Stephanie, and Stephanie conveyed it to me that, yeah, your house burned. I'm like, well, okay, you got a little smoke fire damage. It was like, no. His just burnt to the ground. So
Yes,
people, let me show you guys literally what we're looking at. Mark made a video that put everything in perspective. So let's watch this.
Yeah.
We go to videos. So this is you.
I'm standing on what was my front porch of my home, and right behind me is my front screen door. Can't make out anything else. Everything behind me, my whole house, everything, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, burned, gone. And it's devastating. Neighbor's house, my brother Harmon behind me. My porch stuff. You see all these houses in my area burned. Gone. You hear the helicopter.
It's like a war zone, man.
Yes, it is.
It's like a Germany movie war zone.
Yeah. Yeah. If I didn't see it for myself, I just wouldn't believe it.
Now watch this one.
Come on, let's just hurry up. Go past this. I'm waiting for this car to go by.
I used to pass by that house on my walks in the morning.
Can you go into that wire? Go under it, yeah.
That house that's on fire. I used to pass by that.
Damn. Oh, the electricity line is down. Damn.
Yeah.
Talk about
we drove under several lines. And this is en route back to my neighborhood, just to kind of check things out. You can see all the different houses that are burned.
Tree burned, got knocked down.
Look at that shit.
Now, this is before the National Guard and the sheriffs were not letting people in. This is the day of the fire. So this is the day of January 8th. And it's probably around 11 in the morning.
Mm. Stuff is still burning.
Yeah. That's the elementary school, Thomas Edison Elementary, that I went to in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. It was a magnet school, but it used to be Thomas Edison growing up.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Drive slow and get a picture of Dana's mom's house.
This is bananas, man. This reminds me of a prop stage in a movie, just like Terminator, something, Judgment Day, man.
Yeah. Now you see that fire that's smoldering right now.
Yeah.
When I picked up my neighbor, that house was standing. When I picked her up at 3:00 in the morning, that house, nothing in that neighborhood was burned. And that house right there that we just passed, and the one in the back, that's the only 2 houses on that whole block that are left standing.
And they probably won't have no power for many months.
Yeah. Still no power.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's total devastation.
This is going to go on for another 4 or 5 years as far as the rebuild.
Yeah.
And
That's my neighbor's house. Going by there tomorrow. I'm gonna get out. And take some pictures and stuff. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Let me close this out. Yeah, man, that's pretty deep, man, because I've never experienced that. But my question is to you is like the day before, what kind of messages were you getting other than the alerts?
So the day before, which was Tuesday, I was actually outside cutting up some wood for my fireplace with my chainsaw. I was outside and the wind was blowing really hard. And it was really so bad. I decided, let me go inside for this branch fall down and hit me in the head. So let me stop. But there, I didn't know about the fire, the Eaton fire. I think I didn't hear about that until like maybe 6 or 7 in the evening, and it was so far east, it was
Yeah.
just never a threat towards us. It never raised any alarms in my head or in anything. Just no alarms. And then later on in the evening, as I can see, is still east. Still wasn't a threat. I was told that maybe it's good to pack a bag in case we get the evacuation notice. So I did that around I did that around 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. I did pack a bag. I packed 2 socks, 2 underwear, and a pair of pants. I'm thinking, let me just, in case I leave, and I'll leave and go to somebody's house if I have to, if I get evacuated, and be back in the morning. So that was the evening of the 7th, January 7th. On the 8th at 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. Anytime I wake up, I always look and see what time it is. Just a thing that I do. And when I woke up, I had to go to the bathroom. I looked at my clock. I mean, my phone, it said 3 in the morning. Didn't have any power. I knew the power was going to go off. So I had went to bed at 11. But I woke up at 3, going to the bathroom, and I noticed that my home was filled with smoke.
Mm.
And I'm thinking, well, I shouldn't stay here, because I had some problems with my heart and everything, and it's just not good for my health. So I figured I was going to leave. And on my way out, I did see my landlord and his wife leaving because we're on the same property. His house and our house is on the same property. It's a big lot. And I pulled out and they pulled out, and then I went down the street to my neighbor's house and picked her up. She asked me, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, come on, Miss Bryan, come on, let's just go." And as we were leaving, driving across Altadena Drive, embers were bouncing off my windshield. So I'm thinking, wow, this is pretty serious. And it's dark and I'm slow and hardly could see. But I never thought about a threat of anything. It never crossed my mind. I go down to her son's house. I sit on the couch, go to sleep, wake up around 6:30 in the morning. News is on, just watching everything. I did some video. I even posted it on my Facebook wall, some other videos. And around 8:10 in the morning, a friend of mine called, just really upset, just bothered. He said, "Mark, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Your whole block is gone. Your whole block." And,
Mm.
and I heard him, but it never really sunk in. I'm thinking, the whole block? How can that be? It doesn't make sense. So I said, okay, the whole block is gone. And I thanked him. And then I called him back and I said, "Hey man, Warren, how you doing? How you doing?" He said, "I'm fine. I lost my house. My house is gone." And I said, "I'm sorry." I gave him my condolences. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, my block is gone, but my house is still going to be still standing. And it wasn't until about 11 in the morning that my brother Bill came down from Santa Barbara, and him and his wife, I jumped in the truck with him, and we drove to the neighborhood, and we got back up there, and I saw myself, everything on my street except for those 2 houses. Everything else is just gone. It looks like a war zone. A bomb or something just went off. It was dropped in our neighborhood, and it is this neighborhood after that in Altadena.
What's interesting is that the wrath that Mother Nature can cause when she wants
Yeah,
to rear her head.
yeah, yeah,
And it's amazing that the two things that we need on this earth is fire and water.
yeah.
And both of those can help us or kill us.
That's right.
And it's amazing because, like growing up in Mississippi, we hear about tornadoes all the time.
Right, right,
And we know when one's going to happen. When it's hot today and cold tomorrow, yeah, it's
right,
going to happen.
right,
But I've never seen one, and one has never hit where I live as far as
right,
my neighborhood. So I've always had that silly ass notion that it can't happen to me.
right.
And it didn't hit reality until when you personally suffered a complete fire loss where it destroyed, it disintegrated a building, and the only thing was standing was the chimney, and
Uh,
remnants that was visible was that iron front gate, iron front
yeah,
door.
yeah, yeah. It's just amazing, because I've been back there 3 times. I'm gonna go back tomorrow. Gonna help my neighbor kind of look through some things or whatever. I go with the mindset that I'm not going to find anything. So that way, if I don't, I won't be disappointed.
Yeah,
So I go with that mindset. I'm not going to find anything. And if I do, then it's a win. And when I first went back, I went back because I was looking for my brother's wedding. My brother died in 2008, and I was looking for his wedding ring. I had it in my gun case under my bed. And the day of the fire, when I was there, when I made that video, I saw the gun case, but I wasn't going to dig through that rubble because I knew things were still hot and smoldering, and I just want to get burned. And I figured I'll wait a couple of days and go back to it. I did go back last week, and I did find the case that his ring was in. And when I opened it, just some ash and different things fell out. And I saw in the back corner of that ring case, it looked like some melted metal. So I think the fire melted the ring. So that wasn't salvageable. But I still have the case. In fact, it's right there. Can you grab that for me right there on that shelf? I show it uh, what I found. This is the case
wow,
that I found, and that's the piece of metal that was in
it's
there.
the melted ring.
Yeah, so that's all that I found that I'm thinking that was of my brother's wedding ring, and it doesn't mean it's not much. People talk about the things could be replaced and stuff like that, and that's true, and that's true. But we still, as humans, we can get attached to these things that we've lost.
Right.
And I I didn't grab any photo albums. I didn't grab any pictures. I didn't any keepsake things. I didn't grab anything, and I had time to do it, but I didn't because I never thought of the threat of this fire. That it never crossed my mind that I probably would not be able to go back in there. It just never crossed my mind. So that's why I didn't grab anything.
You know, so people understand this. So yeah, the devastation happened, and we usually try to be prepared. Like we have, in this case, and you was a renter at that house, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of times, especially here in California, tenants think that their contents. I'm not saying you are. Tenants thinks that their contents are covered by the landlord's carrier.
Right.
That is partially true, and then that partially not true.
Right.
The only time things are covered from the landlord's liability policy is when something caused damage to your contents that was the fault of the property owner.
Right.
Say a water loss or the electrical in the house caused damage to your contents. Then his liability insurance as a third party would pay for the damages to your contents and also possibly ALE, which is called additional living expense.
Mm-hmm.
The unfortunate thing on this one, you did not have renter's insurance, correct?
No, I did not. Gerald, I think you were the first person who asked me about that, and I never even thought about renters insurance. And I say this to everyone who's looking at this: think about renters insurance. Don't let that pass. I wish I had thought about that because I'm a carpenter. I'm like a general contractor. I do electrical, plumbing, carpentry, tile, drywall, paint, anything that you can think of that you need to make your home beautiful. I had tools for that, and I would do that to make your house beautiful. I lost all those. I lost all my tools in the fire. I have maybe about 2 to 3% tools in my car that I keep with me that I use on a daily basis, but everything else I lost. And I would say the best way I can explain all the tools that I've accumulated, we're talking about 40 plus years, some new, some old, but they're all, tools that I need. The best way I can explain it is think of it as like your toilet. You don't use it all the time, but you're glad it's there when you need it. And that's the way it was with some of my tools. I had a table saw, a portable table saw. I didn't use that all the time, but whenever I need it, I can pull it out the garage and fire it up and cut things and do whatever I needed to do. I had 3 miter boxes. I had many. I had over 40 plus years of tools.
How
This
much in tools, value wise, you think that you've lost during this fire?
value wise, I would put a value anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000
Yeah.
of tools.
And a man that works with his hands need his tools and we'll talk about your recovery. But during this time, if you don't have tools, you can't work. Correct?
Right. That is correct.
However, people, Mark has such a beautiful spirit. And I will say this, man, I'll be honest with you.
Brother.
A lot of people, I think you're 60 now, right? I think I went to your 60th birthday.
Yes, you did. But we're not telling nobody. But yes.
Right. Even though you look 50, you may look 45, right?
There you go.
Right. There's a lot of people out there, man, and people can agree with me. And Mark, you understand what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
There are some people that you run across and say, hey, man, that's a good dude. And we know good dudes from our life experiences when they say he's good-hearted. I know where he's going when he rests his eyes forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like literally, I know people character. I'm a good judgment of character. I said, when that person goes see his maker, he's going one direction and that's up, right? Honestly.
Yeah.
Now, there are other people that we know, like, this nigga's going to hell, right? The Lord is bringing him on keeping him on this earth so he can just gather up all the evidence of motherfucker, you did this. Hey, go see your boy Satan Jr., right? But then there's people, like I say, like you, like I know, like, dude, there can be nothing but good things happen because your spirit's beautiful, right? And I don't say that about a lot of dudes, you know, and I'm not trying to sound zesty, but you got to call it what it is.
Yeah.
So Mark has been fortunate enough to, I would say, quasi recover from this fire. And tell me, Mark, about the people that have rallied around this event with you that has kind of not made you whole, but almost making you complete as a person.
You know what, Gerald? I'll say this: just the outreaching of love and support. I'll say this: everything I'm wearing, my clothes, my T-shirt, my underwear, my socks, everything I'm wearing has been given to me by someone else. Has been donated to me. I have some used stuff. I have some new stuff. And I'm grateful for everything. I'm at a point right now with the clothes. I literally don't need any more clothes. I'm in a studio in La Crescenta right now.
Don't do it.
And that's a beautiful problem to have.
Right.
People who have donated tools to me. I don't have a place to put these tools. So I literally had to go and get a public storage bin to put these tools in because I don't have it. Any other time, I would just put them in my garage or in my shed. All that burned down and it's gone. So as people have been bringing tools, I had a friend of mine, Brandon. He reached out to me. He said, "Mark, I got you, man. What do you need?" He came with a bunch of tools. I have this stuff sitting on my floor in my room right now. I have to take it out and put it in my shed. You know, so the love and support has really meant a lot. It touches my heart. The other day I was in Altadena. I saw on two corners people with clothes and shoes helping others was doing food and praying for people. It just touched my heart and let me know that there are still some good people in the world who genuinely want to help others, and I'm grateful for that.
You know, Mark, it gets this. I remember when I first bought my first home. It was a condo, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. I still got that. It's a rental property now.
Right.
Over there near Redondo Beach. And it was my first crib. And before I got that, I said, man, I got to do something good for people.
Yeah.
Right. Because it seemed like every time I do good to people, that like the blessings come back like tenfold.
That's right.
It's almost like
that's right.
It's almost like good karma versus bad karma. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started donating to this called it was either not POW, but it was like it was army veterans that got injured in war. It's called
okay.
It was one of those. What she say?
What did you say?
VFW.
Vieta what? VFW. She's saying
No,
VFW.
no, it was something about it was it's called PO, not POW, but anyway, it was one of those situations, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was donating like maybe $50 a month, $100 here or there, and I know it was a tax write-off, but I didn't even file for the 501c receipt, right?
Okay. Okay.
And let me try to find that, man, because they still got it going on. I made the donate again. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Donations for disabled vets. Let me see here.
Okay. This is my friend Erica Lewis, Eileen Williams. My
How
road
you
dog
doing?
been with me for years.
Yeah, you know what it's called? I'm gonna do this right quick. Watch this. It's still up,
Okay.
dog. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna do this. Here we go. Oops, I did the wrong one. Let me do this right here. Hold on for a minute. How about this one? Let me try this. Did it show up now?
Yeah, I see something, but I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
make it
It's
out.
Wounded Warriors Project,
Okay. Okay.
and I would donate money, man, to these people in preparation of trying to get my blessings. Because I stopped going to like churches and donating money to churches when I started seeing how the preachers were riding in Bentleys and all this other garbage, man. I'm used to going
Uh-huh.
to broke churches, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the church, we eat cookies with sweet ass punch in the back. And I just stopped donating money to them. And when I started donating to the Wounded Warrior Project, dude, they approved my loan for my first house. Yeah, yeah. So
Amen.
I'm huge on doing stuff for people who are less fortunate.
Right. Right.
And I noticed that you're probably still taking donations, but you also with that you are donating some of the money you get donations
Yeah,
from.
I'm trying to help others. I'm trying to reach out and help others and bless others. As people have been blessing me, I'm trying to be a blessing to others. I helped my neighbor get her GoFundMe started, and that's doing pretty well. So I helped her dig through the rubble and stuff. And we're all in the same boat together.
Yes.
Altadena had a community of over 42,000 people. So now you're talking about 42,000 people who are now refugees. They're displaced. You know, I'm
Yes.
in La Crescenta right now, and I have a friend who's in Santa Clarita.
Get back on, Mark. People, we have a little bit of a technical
I'm here.
difficulty.
Yeah.
There we back. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry.
I can't hear you Bluetooth. Is your
Um,
Bluetooth connected?
yes, it is. Let's see. How about now?
No,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're not on the Bluetooth anymore. Is your Bluetooth dead?
No. Let me try the other one. Let's see.
You should try
Let's
Beats by Dre next time.
Beach Y what?
Beats by Dre
Okay.
headsets.
Okay. Let's try this one.
Oh yeah.
Better?
Put the other one back in too.
I'll put them both in?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that?
No, it's not as good, but we can still hear you. No big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. So people, I got the GoFundMe information up. You can donate anything. We'll be grateful. Mark is also he's accepting donations, but he's also donating donations. So if you want to do the GoFundMe, there's the information. If you just want to Zelle, that's the information right there. That's his direct. That's not a Google number. That's his real number.
Yes.
And listen, don't be trying to
Yes.
call him and ask him, can he go on Plenty of Fish? Or blackplanet.com. No, this is a real number. So that's a Zelle. He takes all donations and get it. Mark is not only taking donations for himself, but he's donating the donations. So
Yeah.
I want to keep that up there for a minute. So Mark, tell me, man, I'm gonna ask you off beaten path question. Are you still hiking, man?
I was walking with my neighbor. We walked 3 days a week. We did Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. And she is now in Washington Heights, and we met up for breakfast like a week and a half ago. and we said, well, we have to meet up. And it was like a good thing. It was good for her. It was good for me. It kept me going. The long or the short is yes and no. I need to, where I'm at, I'm displaced, and I'm still trying to get my bearings and get back into it. But I haven't been walking since this event.
Yeah. So, so where do you see yourself living, in what city in the near future, like permanently?
Back to Altadena. I'm going back to Altadena. I'm going back.
You know they're raising the rent over there for the places that didn't suffer damages.
I'm going to be back, and I'm going to help other people get their homes rebuilt. I have a friend of mine who's a contractor and somebody else who's an architect. We're going to get those homes up. I'm going back to Altadena. Altadena, you know, it's weird. It's kind of weird because when I think of Altadena now, all I can think of is just almost like a desert or wasteland. That's all I think of. That's what I can see right now. But at the same time, I want to envision and see those homes being erected, people getting back. I want to see Altadena back to what it was before. It may not be exactly like it was before, but I want to try to get it close.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you taking time out. I know you had other things you had to go to today. And I said, damn, man, I can't do this Friday. We can do it today. And I hit my boy Miles up and said, Miles, make this flyer now. I'm paying for it.
Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Miles.
So again, man, I want to appreciate you giving me this time to talk and tell your story to the people out here in the masses. Somebody will learn something here, but also somebody will also give somebody a blessing. And again, we will have our peaks and valleys, but a real man's character is judged when he's at his all-time low. How he will prevail is what his character is, right? Yeah. Because everybody's on top at one point in life. It's when you're at your bottom, how you're going to come up, right?
That's right. That's right.
So with that being said, I want to say thanks for coming on to my little show, man. And for the people that listen, thank you for tuning in. And until then, be resilient, but be responsible. See you.
Amen. And thank you for having me.